Gas prices climbing again? Knees aching from clutch commutes? In 2026, electric motorcycles finally got affordable, real motorcycles, not glorified scooters, priced under 10 grand. Some cost less than a used smartphone. We're counting down 11 machines proving you don't need a 5-figure loan to ride silent, torquey, and genuinely thrilling. Buckle up. Number 11, Super Soco TS Street Hunter. Half the affordable electric motorcycles out there are just e-bikes wearing a fake mustache. You know the type, pedals hidden somewhere, top speed that embarrasses you at a stoplight. The Street Hunter isn't that. It's got actual motorcycle proportions, a real seating position, bars that don't feel borrowed from a mountain bike. Somewhere between €3,500 and €4,500 depending on your market, and Super Soco built it specifically for people who commute in cities and hate wasting time doing it. The battery pulls right out, and if range anxiety is your thing, you can bolt in a second one and push past 100 kilometers total. Top speed caps around 75 kilometers per hour, which is exactly enough for weaving through traffic without feeling like you're on a lawnmower. If your budget is the tightest on this list, start here. Number 10, Kollter ES1. Nobody talks about Kollter, which honestly feels like a mistake. This is a full-size electric motorcycle with proper suspension and disc brakes, not a scaled-up scooter pretending otherwise, priced somewhere in the $6,000 to $7,000 zone depending on spec. It's sold in multiple markets internationally, quietly, without the hype machine other brands get. The battery comes out for charging anywhere convenient, so no garage required. It's built purely for commuting and street use, nothing off-road, nothing flashy, just a bike that gets you from A to B without theatrics. It's not going to trend on anyone's feed. It'll just work day after day, and that counts for more than people admit. Number 9, RGNT Turbo. Swedish brands have a habit of overbuilding things nobody asked them to overbuild, and RGNT did it again here. €7,995 gets you 46 kilowatts of peak power and a claimed 540 Nm of torque, numbers that would make some gas bikes twice the price look lazy. Somehow it still qualifies under the A1/L3E license category, so younger riders can legally hop on. Top speed lands at 117 kilometers per hour. The 7.5 kilowatt-hour battery claims up to 126 kilometers, and a 20 to 80% charge takes roughly 2 hours off Type 2. At 162 kilograms, it's light, toss-able, nothing like the numbers suggest it should feel. This one's handmade in Sweden, not stamped out of some anonymous factory, and you can feel the difference in the fit and finish. Number 8, Maeving RM1S. Plenty of riders on this bike won't admit it's electric until someone points out there's no exhaust note. That's the whole trick behind the RM1S. Maeving leaned hard into classic British styling, round headlight, chrome touches, the kind of silhouette that looks like it escaped a 1960s Coventry workshop. Priced around £7,495, it hits roughly 70 miles per hour and claims about 80 miles of range. The battery lifts straight out, which sounds minor until you live in a flat with zero garage access and realize you can just charge it by your front door. 3 riding modes let you switch between commuter calm and something with more bite. Maeving's already selling in the US and Germany now, so this isn't some UK-only curiosity anymore. Number 7, Land Moto District. Scramblers are supposed to look a little unfinished, a little rebellious, and most cheap electric bikes forget that entirely. Land Moto didn't. Built and assembled in Cleveland, Ohio, the district keeps those exposed lines and stripped-back attitude while running somewhere between $8,000 and $10,000 depending on how you configure it. Battery capacity is modular, so you're not stuck paying for range you'll never use on your actual commute. Belt drive cuts down on maintenance headaches, and regenerative braking claws a little juice back on longer rides downhill. It doesn't try to hide that it's electric, it just makes you forget to care. Number 6, RGNT Street Classic. New for 2026, and somehow RGNT crammed Apple CarPlay, ABS, and 46 kilowatts of peak power under an €8,995 sticker. That's aggressive pricing for a bike this fresh off the line. It's clearly built on the turbo's bones, just dressed up with the comforts riders keep asking for. Standard battery is 8.3 kilowatt-hours for a claimed 140 kilometers, and the optional 10.1 kilowatt-hour pack pushes that toward 180 kilometers. Top speed sits at 130 kilometers per hour, torque stays at that same beefy 540 Nm figure, and charging runs through a simple Type 2 setup. Basically, it's the turbo's engine wearing a nicer jacket. Number 5, Zero XB. $4,395. Yes, you can rewind the video to hear that again. That's the real, dealer-confirmed 2026 price for a genuine Zero Motorcycles product, not some knockoff trading on the name. Zero spent years earning a premium reputation, so watching their badge show up on something this cheap feels like finding a typo that turned out to be true. It's compact, light, purpose-built for dirt, with a swappable battery and twist-and-go simplicity that doesn't punish beginners. Traction control and regenerative braking are both standard, which is rare at this price point from anyone, let alone an established name. Under 5 grand, from a brand people already trust. That combination barely exists. Number 4, Ryvid Outset. Adventure riders get ignored by the budget electric crowd constantly, mostly because affordable usually means commuter only and nothing else. The Outset breaks that. Adjustable inverted fork up front, adjustable rear monoshock, Dunlop Newton tires that actually look ready for gravel instead of just pavement. $7,495 buys a 4.3 kWh removable battery with an integrated charger, performance in the 75 mph class, 17-inch wheels, and a 4.9-inch TFT display that keeps the info simple. Built in California, and it shows in the slightly rugged, slightly stubborn attitude of the thing. This is the Ryvid for someone who wants their commute to occasionally wander off the map. Number 3, Ryvid Anthem. Funny thing about this bike, it launched at $6,495 with Ryvid calling it one of the most affordable electric motorcycles anywhere. Price has crept up to $7,995 since, sure, but the DNA hasn't changed. Everything about it still screams stripped down engineering with zero wasted cost. Performance sits in that 75 mph plus range, the 4.3 kWh battery pulls right out, and a 3.3 kilowatts integrated charger means you're not lugging around some separate brick to plug in. Multiple riding modes, regenerative braking, and it's all built in California rather than shipped in from somewhere anonymous. This was the bike that made people stop laughing at the idea of a cheap electric motorcycle. Number 2, 0xe. A premium electric brand building something for actual dirt, priced so it doesn't require refinancing your house. Sounds like a contradiction until you look at the XE. $6,495 gets you 15.5 kilowatts of peak power in a bike that only weighs 223 pounds, featherlight next to most combustion equivalents. Long travel suspension and traction control aren't afterthoughts here, they're the whole point. The 4.3 kilowatt-hour battery stays removable, top speed tops out around 53 miles per hour, plenty for single track and fire roads without overkill. Zero even publishes dedicated rider guides for trail use, which tells you they expect people to actually ride these off pavement, not just admire them in a driveway. This is a legitimate dirt bike that happens to be shockingly cheap. Number 1, LiveWire S4 Honcho Street. Harley-Davidson's electric offshoot just shipped a motorcycle for $5,499, a number nobody would have believed 3 years ago. That's LiveWire, that's Honcho Street, and that price is not a misprint. It's a 125 cubic centimeters equivalent bike hitting 59 miles per hour, doing 0 to 30 miles per hour in about 3 seconds, and running on 2 swappable batteries totaling 3.48 kilowatt hours for up to 53 miles under WMTC testing, or 73 miles cruising at a steady 20 miles per hour. Weighs around 266 pounds with both batteries in, plugs into a regular 110V outlet and hits 80% in about 2 hours, and it even keeps a reverse function for tight parking spots. LiveWire's rolling this out globally too, with UK and European versions qualifying for the A1 license category. For 2026, this might be the single most important affordable electric motorcycle release, full stop.